It's David. Welcome back to Gem Mint MTG. So, as you know, I recently did a submission to PCG, the grading company, Premier Card Grading, and I sent my order in. I did a whole video about it. If you haven't checked it out yet, you can see the cards that I'm getting graded. But I was just on their website, kind of taking a look at things, and I saw something that totally blew me away, and I wanted to share it with you all. If you enjoy content like this, I'd appreciate your subscription to this channel. It's the best way to support this channel with just a click of a button. So hit that subscribe button and join in the fun. But anyway, so I was going through and looking at their website and saw this awesome feature that they have for tracking the status of your order. So as you know, if you've done a submission with Beckett, one of the biggest pet peeves of mine is that you don't know what's going on with your order. You don't know where your cards are in the grading process. You don't know if they've been looked at. You don't know when they're coming back. And it's just kind of like a black box that they fall into. And I really don't like that, especially when you have like a really high dollar submission. It's a factor that to me is a big deal. So I'm going to hop over here and let's take a look at the PCG website. So take a look at this. This is my order. You can see that the order is still in the receiving process. It hasn't actually made it there yet. I checked the tracking, so it hasn't been delivered yet. It should be delivered either today or tomorrow. But look at this. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stages of the grading process, each of which you can track online to see where your order is. So they've got the receiving process, which is just them taking the cards in, making sure they receive the order. Then they do their own research and ID to make sure that the card is what you said it was, just to make sure that maybe you didn't choose the incorrect set if you thought it was unlimited, but it's actually revised, or you thought it was this version, but it's actually that version. So I thought that is really neat that they will actually, say, okay, hey, we researched it. Yes, all the cards are matching. And then from there, once your card is, verified to be of the correct set and everything, then it gets graded, and then you've got a quality checkpoint. I'm assuming that this is done by another person. That would be my assumption, is that someone else is going to take a look at the cards and say, okay, these cards have been graded. Are they graded accurately? Is there anything that they missed? Or is there anything that was, looks really overgraded or undergraded? Is the card matching the ID that it was supposed to be? And once all of that check is done, then it gets encapsulated. So you've got a quality checkpoint before the card actually gets put in the slab, which I think is very important in fixing errors. And then once the card's encapsulated, you can see, okay, my card is in the slab. And then after that, there's another quality checkpoint where I'm assuming what they do is make sure that the card that was supposed to be put in that slab is the right one, making sure that there's no problem with the slab. Like, I've seen Beckett cards come back with crooked labels, the card flipped upside down, the card backwards, all kinds of weird wonky stuff like that. I've seen hairs, little bits of dust, and pieces of whatever, just like stuff inside the slab. That is like one of the most frustrating things, because you want your card to look nice and know that there's nothing that can damage or contaminate the card. And when you see like a big piece of dust or a piece of food or a piece of hair, it's just like, hey, did anybody look at this before it got sent back to me? And it looks like PCG is actually doing a quality checkpoint after the encapsulation process too. And then once it gets past that, it'll actually get shipped back to you. So I thought this was really cool and just kind of wanted to share. I honestly didn't know this was on here until I actually went on here and checked out my order. So I just thought it was cool and wanted to share it with you all. And to be honest with you, I think that this should be like the standard. This is how all of these grading companies, this is how transparent they should all be. This is the kind of information and tracking that they should provide on every order. Whether your order is, 5 cards at a basic standard service level, or you're getting 100 cards at the premium level. You should know what is going on with your cards, where they are in the process, who's doing what, and be able to track that. So I hope that the fact that a small company like this, or smaller company, a newer company, can provide this kind of information to the customer, I think this should be the new standard in terms of what's expected from other companies, because there's no reason that Beckett PSA shouldn't be able to adopt a system like this. I personally have a lot of experience with doing material tracking within systems, and stuff like this. It's not rocket science. It takes discipline. It takes a good process. It takes people who are willing to do the extra steps to make sure that things flow correctly. And there's no reason that a company like PCG can do it and a company like BGS can't do that. So I hope that a company like this providing this kind of information will shake things up a little bit and make companies like Beckett, update their process as well, so that they're providing that same level of service for everybody. And something that also was pretty cool is when I was actually filling out the form for submitting the cards. It's like an online submission form. Once you put in the set and the card name, it automatically pulls in the card number, which might not seem like it's that big of a deal, but when you're submitting 50 or 100 cards to Beckett and you have to find the card number in the set, that takes a while. Like when you're on, not all websites have it. You have to go on, Scryfall will have it, but it's just one of those things. Actually doing this submission literally took me minutes. I just okay, Mirage, zero into the claw, boom, it pops in all the information. I put the declared value, add card, next. And so I was able to put my whole submission in really, really quickly, as opposed to Beckett, where it's you have to manually select everything. Nothing pops up. There's no drop downs, nothing, the card number doesn't populate itself, or you have to do, I think there's been a couple times, I know my first one, I actually hand wrote all of the cards out, which they have a form that you can print out and do that with. There's still a lot of people who do that. This is way, way more streamlined and technologically advanced. It seems also like it's suited for a tablet, so you could do your submission on a tablet or your phone or something. It's definitely formatted in that way where you can just kind of click through the different menus and stuff. And it's just another one of those. It's just one of those little things that it's it really makes the process a lot more streamlined and probably a lot more accurate. Now thinking back to I'm I can't believe I actually wrote out on paper what cards I was submitting, the set, the card name, the card number in the set. You have this giant paper filled out with all this stuff. I've done it printed out Excel sheets that have all the information because I didn't want to write it anymore. And Beckett does have an online submission system as well that I have used, but it's just kind of a little clunky and dated. But this interface, very streamlined, very easy to use. It makes it very easy to submit and be confident that you selected the right card, the right set, the right card number. They're going to get the right one. And you can actually see the image of the card in your order page. So on the screen, you see there's an image of all the cards that I submitted, for each card, which is kind of nice because you can go and take a look. Hey, make sure, is that the right border? Is that the right set symbol? All that stuff. It just makes it a little easier and more convenient. And it's just another one of those features that I think really makes it stand out from the others. So I thought that was pretty neat. So the order's still not done grading. It's going to be, I don't know, they said a week or two. So assuming it gets received in the next couple days here, hopefully within the next week or two, we're doing a reveal where I'll open the package and see what the grades were. I am going to provide an update and I'll be checking this, but like I said, I don't ever check the grades before I get the cards back. So I'll see where it's going in the process, and I'll try to not look at what the grades actually are. So that's all I got for today. A little bit of a life update. I'm at home in my pajamas. It's Monday morning, and I just had my first son. Had a baby boy, me and my wife. We had our baby on the 17th, so just a couple days ago. So that's why I didn't do a video on the weekend. But yeah, pretty awesome life update there. I get a couple weeks off of work, so I thought I would hop on, take a break from the baby action, and hop on and record something because I thought this was really cool and wanted to share it with you all. But yeah, so got some cool life stuff going on as well. So anyway, stuff that I need to get back to actually. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate you. Till next time, have a great one.